Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Wednesday, June 15th, 2022 meeting of the Lake Havasu City Planning and Zoning Commission. Would you please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Jim Harris.
Here.
Donald Bergen.
Here.
Chad Nelson. Matthew Mitchell. Sam Levin. Gabrielle Medley.
Here.
David Diaz. Paul Ayer. Susanna Ballard.
Mr. Lear, would you please come up and fill the seat next to Ms. Medley here for Mr. Levin? All right, correspondence and announcements. Mr. Morris.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, thank you very much. One announcement: last night at the City Council, they approved that Swanson Plan Development rezone for the multiple family project there next to the views. So they didn't make that approval based on your recommendation. Thank you.
Okay. Next order of business is the minutes from the last meeting. Are there any additions, deletions, corrections of those minutes?
Move for approval of the minutes.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second? Motion by Mr. Bergen, second by Ms. Ballard to approve the minutes of the last meeting. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and place our votes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Mr. Diaz, you can come and fill your spot, please. Okay, let me start by saying that this is a public hearing and there is a structured order to this proceeding. The city staff will present each item and there will be time for the commission to ask questions of the staff, and then the applicant will have the opportunity to present their case to the commission. That being done, we will then open the proceeding to the public for their questions and input. I would ask that anyone of the public that wishes to speak limit their trips to the podium and microphone to one only, keep all comments to less than 3 minutes, and to stay on point and not discuss subject matter that is not pertinent to the decision being considered here today. After public testimony is taken, I will then close the public hearing and bring the motion back to the table for city staff's recommendation, discussion amongst the commission, and eventually a motion to approve or disapprove. The first item on today's agenda is ID 22-3326. This is an approval of a conditional use permit for 1477 Queens Bay, Assessor's parcel number 107-10-092, to allow charter and tour boats to operate from the 2 of the D docks of the London Bridge Resort. Mr. Morris, your presentation.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you. Here's the area map. The subject D docks are one of 4 dock complexes located in the channel in front of the London Bridge Resort property. The resort property includes existing resort uses and associated parking. There are also retail shops and additional parking located to the north of the resort use. The letter of intent states that the Sunset Charter and Tour Company lease for the existing dock at the English Village property has not been renewed. Therefore, they are seeking an alternate location for their dock. They are asking to relocate from the English Village dock to the London Bridge Resort dock. The request is to use the 2 slips on the D dock of the London Bridge Resort for mooring their 2 boats. Loading and unloading of passengers will be from the executive dock, which is just north of the D dock, which is also home of the Dixie Belle vessel. The applicant advises that parking will be provided in the resort parking lots, specifically in the upper lot. It appears the relocation should have minimal impact on the surrounding uses and boat traffic within the channel. No objections were received from any of the reviewing agencies or departments. The Fire Department and Engineering Division had comments that are addressed in the proposed conditions of approval. That concludes staff's presentation. Open any questions, and the applicant is also here. Thank you.
Are there any questions of staff by commissioners? Anybody at all? Okay, is the applicant present? Would you like to make a presentation? Please come forward,
Hi.
state your name for the record.
Good morning. My name's Kenny Samp, and this is my wife, Janine. And together, we run the Sunset Charter and Tour Company. We specialize in guided boat tours here on Lake Havasu. We've been in operation for 15 years, and we've created quite an operation down there. We're looking, would like to thank you in advance for your consideration for relocating our operation. And you have any comments? Okay. So,
Any questions of the applicant by commissioners? Mr. Diaz? I saw you reaching.
Yeah, so where are you currently docked compared to where you're going?
yeah.
We used to be in the English Village on the north side, and our vessels resided in the docks right in front of the London Bridge
Okay.
on the north side of the English
right there.
Village.
And these new docks, are these docks that you want to use, they're not being utilized at all by anybody right now?
They're yes, they're considered a courtesy dock
Okay.
During the day, and in the evening they're rental slips. So we would be assuming two of the docks out of that configuration on D dock.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Are you thinking potentially the N2 docks?
We're closest to the seawall. We want to. Those are the two docks that are most challenging to get in because of the water level. So our captains are efficient and professional. They can manage our vessels
On
just
the north
fine.
side?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions of the applicant? Ms. Ballard? Turn your microphone on, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Is there any other charter or tour boat companies that operate off of any of these docks?
The
No,
Dixie Bell
Yeah, and the
has
Dixie
the
Belle.
executive dock. And that's there. And we're going to be only picking up and dropping off on the executive dock. So our boats will, when they're not being in operation, they'll live on D dock. And when it's time to tour, we bring the boat out and we bring it up to the executive dock, gather our clients and load them onto the boat and take them out and share Lake Havasu with them.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Mr. Lear?
Are there any amenities or ticket booth or anything like that that'll be added?
Yeah, there is. We have assumed the building right at the foot of the stairway from the London Bridge on the south side of the bridge. Is there a name to that building? Sunset Charter and Tour Company.
yeah, no.
That's what it's called now. But so we're
It's
gonna
a
have
good name.
yeah. So we're gonna have a ticket booth. We're kind of refabbing, putting a new dress on the building, if you will, and that is in progress right now. We're just paint job and nothing too extreme, but we want to kind of fix it up, if you will.
Okay, any other questions of the applicant? Thank you, Mr. Samp, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, this is a public hearing. I will now open it up to the public. Is there anybody in the public that wishes to speak on this item, either pro or con? Anybody at all? I'll go ahead and close the public hearing portion and bring it to this table for staff's recommendation.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Oh, we're not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
Hang
Mr.
on just
Chairman,
a second.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you. Based on the findings, the Development Review Committee recommends approval of Land Use Action 22-3326 for conditional use permit for 1477 Queens Bay, APN 107-10-092, to allow charter and tour boats to operate from two of the D docks at the London Bridge Resort with the following conditions. 1, the property owner shall contact the fire department concerning service of private fire hydrants and standpipe cabinets for the docks prior to business operation. 2, all appropriate permits shall be obtained prior to business operation at this location. 3, the boat businesses must obtain city business license for this location prior to operation. 4, vessel repair outside of routine maintenance shall be prohibited at the docks. 5, because of limited pedestrian space in this area, a ticket booth shall not be located in front of the docks. 6, all loading and unloading of passengers shall be done from the executive dock. 7, the London Bridge Resort shall provide parking spaces on site for this use. And 8, no additional signage shall be allowed on or near the docks, except directional signage may be allowed on the property not to exceed 2 signs at 6 square feet per sign. Thank you.
Is the applicant agreeable with the
Yes.
provisions? All right. We are now at the table for discussion and/or a motion. Ms. Medley?
I think I'd like to make the motion to approve action item 223326 with the conditional, the 8 conditions that the
Staff
city has sent.
recommendations.
Yeah, staff recommendations.
I second.
We have a motion by Ms. Medley, a second by Mr. Diaz to approve land use action number 22-3326 with staff's recommendations. Any further discussion on the motion? Okay, let's go ahead and call for the question.
Motion passes 6-0.
Okay, congratulations and good luck. All right, the next item on today's agenda is ID 22-3327, and I will be stepping down for this item. Somebody else is going to have to take my place. I'll leave that to you, Mr. Morris.
We have a volunteer. Mr. Lair will take over the chair. Thank you.
All right, so next up is ID 223327, a request for a zone change for 2276 Leonard Lane, Tract 135D, Block 2, Lot 15A, from Golf Course GC to Residential Estates RE District for the portion of Lot 15A that was purchased from the golf course.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With staff's presentation, here's the area map. The subject property is just under half an acre in size and is currently undeveloped. It's located at the end of Leonard Lane cul-de-sac near Palmer and Casper Drives. The residential properties in the area are zoned RE and developed with single-family homes. The Lake Havasu Golf Club abuts the property and is zoned golf course. The property currently has 2 zonings, the residential estates RE and the golf course GC, as shown on this map. The property owner purchased an abutting portion of the property from the golf course and tied it to their residential property in 2019, resulting in the property having those 2 zoning districts, the RE and the GC. This request is to rezone the old golf course portion of the property from golf course to residential estates so it will match the balance of the residential lot. A little background information. In 2016, the city adopted the current development code. Prior to that adoption, the golf course was zoned RE, and like all the other residential residential properties in that area. Concern was expressed at that time regarding the impending sale and possible redevelopment of the golf course. As a result, the golf course district was created and the golf course was rezoned to GC from RE. The new golf course owners embarked on a plan to upgrade the golf course, which resulted in unused portions being sold to some of the adjacent property owners. In this case, this what happened in this property. And the zoning administrator determined that these small pieces need to be rezoned in order for the residential owners to develop the property as one lot. The rezone will allow the property owner to apply the RE building setbacks and uses to the entire combined property. Without the rezone, the golf course portion of the property is limited to landscaping, grading, and retaining walls. That concludes staff's presentation. Open any questions you may have, and the applicant is also here. Thank you.
Are there any questions from the commission to staff? Okay, hearing none. Is the applicant present to present?
Good morning, members of the commission. Jim Harris. My company purchased the property about a month ago from the owner that had purchased this property from the golf course. It was left unrezoned, and I'm just here today to rezone that property so it's all consistent and it can be built upon. That's it. Any questions?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Is the, since this is an open public hearing, is there anyone from the audience that wishes to speak? All right, so I guess hearing none, we'll close the public hearing and bring the item back to the staff for recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Lair. Based on the findings, the Development Review Committee recommends the Planning Commission recommend approval of Land Use Action 22-3327 for a zone change for 2276 Leonard Lane, Tract 135D, Block 2, Lot 15A, from Golf Course, GC, to Residential Estates, RE District, for the portion of Lot 15A that was purchased from the golf course. And as a reminder, this item will go to the City Council's July 26th meeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Are there any, is there any commission discussion or a motion?
Well, I'd like to make, you have discussion?
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to approve item number 22-3327 as recommended by staff.
A second.
Okay, great. We have a motion to approve by David Diaz and a second by Susanna Ballard. So we'll put it up for the vote. Okay.
Mr. Lair?
Yeah, I'm not showing up on this screen, so I'm not sure if I should be seeing something different right now or not. So
I can do a voice vote.
please do. Thank you. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Motion passes 5-0.
All right, next would be, on the agenda would be the call to the public. If there's anyone in the public that would like to address the commission, please do. Seeing none, the future meeting dates. The next regular meeting date is July 6th. We don't have anything officially yet, but there's still another week. If something comes in within the week, then we will have a July 6th meeting. Otherwise, we'll send a notification if that meeting is canceled. Okay, thank you. Do you want to adjourn?
Okay. All right, thank you. I guess we stand adjourned.